Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call to order this special meeting of the Board of Johnson County Commissioners this Friday, May 1st, 2020 at 4:00 p.m. for discussion of building access. And we're good, we're live, right?
Okay, well,
County Attorney?
as an update, the plexiglass shields have not arrived yet. I think tracking information originally showed that they would be here yesterday, and now here we are today with no shields. Pursuant to your discussion on Wednesday, my understanding was that you wouldn't be comfortable opening to the public until we had those plastic shields. So
I am not, but I have to poll the other two commissioners for that at this point.
Yeah, you made that commitment. That's, as long as they don't get lost in shipping, they'll never come.
I wish that, well, we did get the one. So I know when they ship them, they do ship them. So I think it's just, I think everything's a backlog.
It's FedEx. So it's not the company we ordered from.
FedEx, I mean, they have them, they've shipped. So it's just
we
a matter of
have
how many
them
days
either
it takes them to
back-ordered,
get.
right?
No, they have shipped.
Not back-ordered.
If they come in at the same time frame that the other ones did, the latest, like these did, we would be talking Monday or Tuesday, they should be here. So if I go by the days of the last time,
Okay.
I just thought maybe they'd get here a little quicker since there was more of them this time.
Yeah, I understand.
With that being said, do you want, I mean, I know we're looking at postponing this till maybe Wednesday of next week is what we talked about. I mean, I think
agreeable.
I'm agreeable to that. I just want to make sure that if these things come in Tuesday evening at 4 o'clock, that Jason's not going to work all night to put them up.
We'll get them up.
Apparently Brian wants him to work on
We'll get
it.
'em up.
I guess I'm working online.
We just need to, I don't think it'll take that long to put them all up, that at least in here to get this open. And this is the main building, and then the rest of them, we could fall in order after that.
Yeah, because we can put one on every counter and then the next day finish them up.
Right.
If
That's
you're-
what I'm saying.
If you're agreeable with that.
Enough to get it going
Yeah.
at that point in time, yeah. Because the delivery time is on usually around 4 o'clock is what you're saying.
That's what Amy told me.
Okay, but Tuesday comes and goes. They're still not here.
Come on.
Do you want to?
Are we going to have another meeting, or are we going to have to extend, or we want to do something here that would facilitate that down the road? If they don't come till Tuesday evening at 4 o'clock,
Well, Tuesday
if they don't
might be
come,
one thing, but Wednesday is certainly another.
I just want to know if we need to have another meeting to discuss this, or are we going to?
I hate to say it, but I think we almost have to have another meeting.
We get paid by the meeting, $1 a meeting, don't we?
But, I mean, the bottom line is if they come in Tuesday, we're good. If they come in Wednesday, we're not.
Right.
So,
I'll be able to track them if they're coming FedEx. They'll know.
Out for delivery.
It says out for delivery.
Out for delivery.
That's what I said yesterday too.
So they were out for delivery both yesterday and today. I don't know.
I think the commissioner's right. There should be a way to specifically track them. It's called Live Map or something that FedEx has. And we may need to look into that, see if we can figure out where
I'm
that is.
just looking at the emails they sent me.
From the company?
From-
Did they send you?
FedEx.
Okay, if they sent you a tracking number,
Yes.
we should be able to take that tracking number and go on there and do what they call a live map, and it should actually show you where they're at.
I haven't found that.
The last ones I looked at did not have that availability to it. They just said out for delivery.
Yeah, and I know, the thing I just got that I was looking for did have it, but some of them may not, I
Yeah.
guess.
The last shipment I got, it didn't have that. So,
I say we almost have to meet again if.
okay,
Well, that's the thing though. So
let's just set
it'll be
this.
48 hours for a meeting. We won't know until Tuesday at 4:30 if we.
We can.
You can always pull the
You do it
meeting.
in-
Meeting and then pull it, correct?
Yeah.
I'd say let's set the meeting. I think it's important enough. Let's
So
set a meeting and we can pull it.
Hi. You still have to have 48 business hours, so you're already at 4, whatever it is. Well, I guess 4 or 5.
And we'll set.
Did have Amy set it for
4:05
4:15 on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Amy, you hearing me?
Hopefully, Amy, you heard that.
I'll text her.
I think Treasurer Michelle Graves is gonna go tell her.
Okay.
I think that's all for now.
Okay, do you want me to go ahead and read what our plan is, as long as those
Yes,
come in?
I think while we're on here, people that are listening need
Okay.
to hear it.
Give me a thumbs up, we're good. Okay, so my understanding is that you would like to open the following on Wednesday, May sixth, 2020 at 8 a.m. The West Annex, East Door access only, Veteran Services by appointment only, Animal Shelter with restrictions pursuant to the Shelter Mitigation Plan, Highway Department by appointment only, Park Office restricted pursuant to the Park Mitigation Plan, and the Extension Office by appointment only. Continuing to be restricted per directives from the department head or elected official would be the Sheriff's Office, the jail, the training center, dispatch, health department. And then the final category, restricted until at least May 18th pursuant to the Indiana Supreme Court, be the courthouse, North Annex excluding Veteran Services, East Annex, Community Corrections, Juvenile Detention, Juvenile Courts, and the Prosecutor's Office. Now, we all heard, some of us heard, Governor Holcomb allude to museums being in a further phase. So I have here a decision on the reopening of the museum will be made soon pursuant to our digestion of that order. Is that consistent with what you want?
What was his concern on museums?
I think they're probably, and I hate to say this, but they're probably looking more like at Marion County's situation than ours. I don't think they're being specific enough on that. And that may be a question we need to ask for some clarification on. We've got a smaller museum. It's got, our population compared to our size of museum is different than other places. So I would be for opening it and restricting the people as we talked about by the health department standards, but I think we need to get some clarification on that. But I don't think we want to directly go head to head with it right now.
But it,
Yeah.
Governor?
Yeah. No, if they put that restriction on there, it's there. I mean, we just need to get some clarification. And I think there might be some leeway in that. I would hope that they would say, yeah,
We'll wait till we get our hands on the actual wording of the executive order and go from there.
is, boy, what else do we have here? Can't, we just don't really have much more for it. I'm tired of watching
I
Netflix.
think the idea was to kind of delay the cultural and entertainment aspect to a later phase of the reopening of the state. So he had that in like June 14th.
I would consider the museum more educational than I would
We'll look at it.
entertainment myself.
If you want to just, right now, just delay it until we have more time to dissect the order, and we can move forward from there. If nothing else, you could meet on Tuesday at 4:15 and reopen the museum.
Understood.
Okay.
And I'm just saying, I'm questioning that. I think that's too general, too much of a generalization for the whole state, because they're doing everything else by looking at numbers and things. I think maybe that they just need to go a little farther than that.
Maybe the order does.
And
We'll
it
see
may,
when we get it.
just some clarification would be nice. I think that we need some.
They're gonna have to clarify some of the written orders, and once it comes out, I mean, it just happened an hour ago, so.
Yeah, and nothing's even out on print yet on everything, so.
With that being said, I'm gonna make a motion to just approve what we just went through as far as the access to all the buildings and facilities we manage. And I'm sure Sheena will get this out to everybody.
Yes, it's already ready to go.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second as per what's been presented. Any further discussion?
No, I was gonna say something a little bit earlier on the sneeze guards or shields that are coming in. If they come in Monday and we get them all up Monday, we could be open Tuesday, so we might want to put on there
FedEx is here.
or sit there if the
FedEx is here.
FedEx is here, so we can see if the sneeze guards are here. Oh, I'm so excited.
If Jason got it on there.
Delay that order.
Stand by. We're going motion in a second. We got one
We
motion.
can let it die.
What you did is still legit, right?
Can I change courses here while we're waiting?
What?
Just a question. I'm gonna ask the other two.
Okay, you can do whatever you want to me.
Okay, we'll hold that one right now. I've been contacted by a citizen in the Center Grove area, and they're wanting to do a parade for the seniors at Center Grove on May 17th, which is a Sunday afternoon. And there's still some details to come. Highways, I know they've been in contact with Highway. I know they've been in contact with Andy, but I talked to Andy today. Andy Barnhart is handling that, and talked to White River Township Fire Department. They wanted to put a parade together.
That actually seniors will be involved in.
Shields are here.
They are here?
Yes, I think this is more for the parents than it is for the children or the kids that are graduating. So without actually having okay, they're here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then I would move to the opening on Wednesday, May 6th would be.
Or we could even go Tuesday, actually. And give us a whole day Monday to put them in. Depends on how soon we want to.
I would just say as soon as, whenever they're in place.
Well, we might as well just give us a day to play there and go Wednesday then, if you're okay with that.
Well, you have them in place Monday, won't you? Just-
Oh, yeah.
Make it whatever you want.
I'm open to Tuesday because
I mean, what do you think, Ron? Tuesday good with you?
Yeah, I think it's, if it's
Jason,
gonna be
you
out,
good
that
with
was our,
Tuesday?
I think everything else is prepared on all the other aspects, so we just got to piece together.
Just get the.
That was maintenance director Jason Miller, by the way.
I will retract that motion and move to Tuesday, May 5th.
Have a motion and a second for Tuesday, May 5th, 8:00 a.m. 2020. Any further discussion? You know, I hate to say this is really kind of exciting.
I know, I'm also excited.
Yeah, it's like, boy, we get to go back to work and do our jobs. It's really cool. Anyway, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I'm so happy.
To clarify that, we do not need a meeting on Tuesday at 4:15.
We will not,
Okay, she's gonna not send the agenda then.
unless Jason breaks a bunch of them.
Or
Please,
opens the
please be
boxes-
careful.
Or opens the boxes and they're already broke.
Yeah, please be careful.
They're not last class.
That's true. And they're supposed to be plexi, so they're supposed to be flexible. So.
Okay.
Can I finish with the Center Grove thing?
Yeah, sorry.
Got that done? It's still kind of in the organizational portion right now.
I think though my only concern would be if it involves people that are 65 and older, the governor's kind of said he wants them to stay in place.
Like I said, I just need, the reason being, because our next meeting is May 11th, and they're wanting to do this May 17th. So they need as much time to prepare for this as possible. I guess I'm asking for you guys to let me work on this. And if it comes with good guidance with the sheriff's department, with the highway department and fire, that it all seems to be in place at our May 11th meeting, that we would approve this, but it gives them time now to start working on this towards it. So otherwise they've got to wait till post our meeting like all the other events do. But they missed our first meeting. So now here they are. So
You watched that today, didn't you? What was the age limitation? The
65
one that's
and
65?
up. I don't know what kind of parade they're talking about though. Are they talking about the kind where they just drive around and honk their
they're going to be
horns and
driving around and
stuff?
honk their horns, just do additions.
They're gonna be in cars.
They're going to be in
Yeah.
cars, individual cars, so that would become a
They
family
won't have people
edition.
lining the streets, right?
Yeah.
That's not the impression you got. Yeah, I'm afraid we don't have enough.
If people want to stand on the front porch and wait till the seniors as they go by, so be it. I mean, these kids are being denied basically graduation,
Oh, I don't disagree.
and I'm just trying to do a fake, goodwill. And I would work with Sheen on the legal aspect of this. So I just need some,
We're working on liability issues because there's not really a sponsor of such a thing. Usually, if you go through this process for like a permit on a
line
race,
to line, you know.
then
the-
you have a sponsor that will provide the liability
Didn't
insurance.
Franklin approve something like this, but for a parade for somebody's
The same-
birthday or something?
Well,
Just not too long, week ago.
The sheriff can probably add to this, but I know they've done numerous parades in, you know, they've done the Otterbein parade, they've done the Johnson Memorial Hospital parade. There's been numerous parades taking place like this, and it seems to be the thing we have to do right now.
Well, I'm saying, I think the City of Franklin just approved one that basically sounds like the same thing.
Yeah, we've been doing them.
Yeah,
But probably my only,
Sheriff Dwayne Burgess, please come forward.
no walk-up music or anything like that. Like Burgess, Johnson County Sheriff. The only thing, and Andy probably has been working on it for Friday, I've been to ton of meetings today, is probably where they're gonna go, because that's gonna be logistics. I mean, it takes a lot of intersections that we would have to get, and I still have to patrol.
he told me 4 intersections, so they would have to route their parade as such. You know, I'm trying to figure out, I gotta work with the school to see if they will let them start it there and maybe head south, do some additions, and we'd have 4 intersections would be maximum.
Yeah, we have no problem helping out. We will do that. I just wanted, when
I'm
you
not
said
gonna-
additions, I got a little nervous, so.
No, I've thought through some of that, and I talked to Andy about it this afternoon. We're gonna, pardon,
What date is that?
May 17th. And I just need some clarity to go forward with this lady that has so graciously stepped forward to do this. I'm just trying to work with her and give her some clarity, what she can and can't do.
You know, if she submitted a route plan to anybody?
She has not, well, she hasn't got any kind of approval, so she hasn't
Well, I
really
know,
gone
but
that far.
typically when we do this, they submit a route plan. So you
the
guys
highway
can
department,
review
yes.
it, decide if you think it's safe, and I think Sheriff will probably appreciate that too. So maybe that's the next
I
step.
will, and that's if the board allows me to work forward with that. I just need kind of a consensus with everybody that we're gonna move forward and do the best we can to plan this thing out. And then we come May 11th, they've already planned it, but we'll just ask for formal approval at that time. That's,
That's fine with me as long as we can work out the details.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that.
Yep, I don't either.
Do we need a motion on that?
No, I think it's okay, Kevin, you want to communicate with this woman
Yeah.
that she needs to get some route plans in place, and then we'll have to work on some of the other insurance kind of things, so.
we will.
And if you let me use your squad, I'll block off an
I already offered
intersection.
that, sir.
Just get in the car,
Yeah,
smile,
just
right
worry
away.
about it.
I want SWAT vehicle, he can have a regular car.
Yeah, but I actually have the ability.
You can do it.
Thanks, sir. And I don't need yours. I'll take Chiefs. I mean, I have Chiefs.
You can have it.
With the intact. I'll talk about the intact.
Sorry about that. Little inside joke.
So yes,
Do we have
let's,
anything
Do you want me
else?
to touch base on some of these things that we're gonna put in the email?
We can, since we're here and all together.
All
Quick,
right,
clicking my pen.
I guess we want to stress that we want to continue with social distancing, hand washing, respiratory etiquette. We also, to assist with contact tracing, health department said it would be a good idea if we have like a sign-in sheet available at each department, so that if someone becomes ill, we're able to trace contacts more easily.
I think if that's done in each department area, then, the people just sign in as part of what they do to
Right.
see. I don't have,
I mean, you do that at doctor's office.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're allowing our employees to wear masks, not requiring them at this time. Maintenance has been around distributing the sanitation supplies and some masks. To the extent that you need more, or that you didn't get enough to begin with, or didn't need any to begin with, contact Jason. He's your contact as far as additional PPE as well. Oh, and then I think you wanted to mention that if any department is considering any kind of permanent barriers,
yeah, I wanted
Then-
to talk about that. If this thing moves forward, we got the sneeze guards in place, but I would caution any department to come up with their own remedy. Right now, I think we need to look at it holistically. If there needs to be glass panels put across the front of the counters, I think that we would take care of that, or Commissioner Baird or I would work with Jason on getting something permanent set up if that's the direction we so choose to go. And keep it,
if we so choose to go, I would probably be more against that than I would be for it, just so you know. Because
that's fine. I mean, if that's a decision, I just don't want to see a bunch of different various apparatuses hung from the ceiling.
Here's
and-
my point on it. We're open to the public. We should welcome the public and they should feel welcome here, not they're a burden on us. And I think when you start doing things like that, you make the taxpayer feel like it's a burden and not a service to them. They do pay us.
Mhm.
And I know we hear that a lot here lately, but I think we have to be real welcoming and we have to make them feel welcome here. They're already going to be frustrated and aggravated. And if they walk into something where they feel like it's a battle zone or
I think it would be done, anything we would do, I would do tastefully. It would be no more than a bank teller station, with some glass. You can audio, you can talk through it, you can talk to the person, both them and us are protected. So that's all. I mean, if we so choose, we can look at it, we can see what it is, we can put costs together, we can look at some designs. But that's all I'm just trying to make a point of.
I think your main point is you would prefer that no one take any steps to install any permanent barriers until you have like a cohesive plan.
Absolutely.
I think we might be referring to what the auditor did. That's gotta go. No way I would want to see that kind of stuff put up. That's hodgepodge and looks bad. I'll just be straight up with you about it.
I don't disagree.
We can't have, I don't think we can have one department doing whatever they want to do and putting up all kinds of things, and then the next one doing something different, and then the next one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I thought maybe that's where you were going with that. I was gonna bring it up. I don't think we can have that. There's gotta be continuity and it's gotta look professional. And it's gotta kind of touch on what Commissioner Baird says, it's gotta be inviting. And we don't wanna, it's bad enough now. People have to go through so much sometimes to get in government buildings. We don't wanna impede them anymore.
And if people are in the building, we need to help those people in the building and not turn them away or blow them off. If they're in here, they have the right to be helped and they have the right to get to the departments that need to help them. We've got the sign-in sheet. They're signing in at every department they go to, so we know they're there if anything comes up. So I think we just have to be real careful how we treat people as we open back up. We want to be safe, but we also want to be cordial and know that we work for the public.
And I posed a question back to Sheena on the people signing up as they come in or as they do business. I guess if the department heads or elected officials wanted to go to that effort, that would be up to them, but it's an impossible task to trace. I mean, you can have 50 people come in during the day, and then if one of your employees, as I kind of made this point, comes down with a common cold or an allergy or something, but they're demonstrating all the symptoms of this virus that we're dealing with, who's going to run everybody down on that list?
I don't think that's the intent at all. I think
Huh?
when you're talking about contact tracing, I can't really speak for the health department, I guess, but I don't think they're tracing down anyone who's had contact with someone who coughed a little. I think we're talking about if someone comes down with a positive case, we're able to trace back who they've had contact with and quarantine them. And that was part of one of the governor's 4 guideposts today as well, as the contact tracing. It's being able to just to confine the people who have had contact so we don't all have to be confined.
Yeah, I
That's kind
understand.
of the next
It would
step.
be
And
prudent, I think.
But you could, in other words, you could contact the people on the list that came in and did business, but which day? Every day?
I have it, I made a template,
And
has a
then,
date at the top, has
and
a
then
time.
you
name,
don't know that
phone
they
number.
didn't contact it in their off time and casual. It's
But
just,
the health department's gonna trace that anyway, once they get that name. So they're gonna be involved in that, but at least we've got to jump on it here. And if you think about it, if you got a sign-in sheet sitting there on the counter of the department you're going to, and all they have to do is just sign their name, you do that at a doctor's office or anywhere else, that it gives us a record of who's been here too, and how many people they're serving. I think it's not something just to do now. I think my opinion, I think that's honestly something we should be doing long term. then we know how many people we're serving. We know what our crowd formation is on certain times of the year. You know, we're just guesstimating how many we think might want to come in. But man, if we had a kind of a past history to go by, we'd know, you know, what our crowd base is, I guess. I was kind of looking at it in that way, I guess, is more for knowledge for us to use
Try it for a week and see.
to better serve, yeah.
Try it for a couple of weeks. and see.
I'm not opposed to it. That's what I said. If the department head or elected officials wants to do it, I just think
It's really doesn't,
it might be a
it doesn't make that much more. work.
exercise in futility, but
If
it's up to them.
you got the sign-in sheet there, it's not that big of a deal for them to sign in.
Can we also give security a little guidance on, are we gonna limit the amount of people in this building? Or is there a safe point? You know, if you have 200 people walk in, there's no way they can social
No, we
distance in
can't,
here.
yeah.
So, I mean, I know the sheriff's been gracious enough to assist in this, but I think we need to give them a little guidance on, you know, is there 50 people total in the building until 5 to 10 leave? Do you let 10 more in, or are you just gonna open? I just want to give them guidance so we're not Wednesday morning at 8:15, we're taking numerous phone calls on, we've got 200 people standing out here, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be inside, basically, at the doorway. So they're gonna know how many people in there, they're gonna be able to see the crowd as it gathers. So I think that's probably a determination that they could probably make at that time. I mean, you know, if you got too many people in here for the X's, we got too many people in here.
And I'm gonna have the same officer here. It's not gonna be different people. You might just have a lunch hour covered, but the same deputy will be here so that we have no.
Get a feel for it.
Okay. I just want to make sure there's a little bit of guidance there and working together with them.
Yeah, and I think that any officer we have that, you know, the sheriff would put here would be capable of looking at that and maintaining that in common sense, I would think. And if they need help or direction on it, I'll be here. I can be asked, or we can help with that.
Okay. I just want to bring that out now so it doesn't become a problem.
If I'm not here, Barb's always here. Sorry. Unless she takes a day off.
I got vacation.
She will Wednesday.
That's okay. Vacation.
Anything else?
I'm moving for adjournment.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We're adjourned. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.